Good evening, viewers. From your smartphones to your smart televisions, the trending stories are always breaking the internet. And tonight we have a power-packed lineup for you. We start with the story of a fight that went off behind the boxing ring. Backstage brawl between Indian boxer Niraj Goyat with Anthony Taylor of United States. This was after a decisive win in Goyat's favor. Next up, and in fact, we have Niraj Goyat himself joining us in a short while from now. And also, we'll tell you what's happening as far as India's young wrestlers, Odisha wrestlers. They are made to travel in inhumane conditions, unconfirmed tickets, forced to sleep near toilets of the trains. We'll tell you what happened, and also we'll get you voices from ground. Soon after, we'll show you how BJP councillor Reenu Chaudhary, who has been viral so many times, but right now she's receiving flack for having told off an African coach, threatened him for not knowing Hindi, saying that either he should learn Hindi or leave the park for training. And also, we bring you a story from Rajasthan's Jalore, where a decree was passed banning smartphones and cameras for women. And last but not the least, we have INSV Kondinia, Indian Navy's pioneering stitch sailing vessel that revives India's ancient shipbuilding and seafaring traditions. All that and more on Trending with me, Rakshita Mishra. Now, tempers flared backstage at the Misfits boxing event in Dubai as USA's Anthony Taylor hit India's Niraj Goyat with a water bottle. The video, which has gone viral on social media. If you see that, we're going to run that for you. This incident took place after Goyat, in fact, emerged victorious against Taylor with a unanimous decision. And after Goyat comprehensively defeated Taylor, the American followed the Indian backstage and offered a handshake. Now, things turned worse as Goyat refused to shake hands with Taylor and said that you don't even know about boxing. Now, clearly Taylor, what we understand, was irked by Goyat's words, and he took a water bottle from the ground and in frustration, he hurled it at Goyat. Now, such a situation, the security had to intervene and escort Taylor out of the area. Even Indian coaching staff also had to intervene and protect him physically. In fact, what we understand is that he was stopped by his team members. So the Niraj Goyat versus Anthony Taylor war of words started even before the bout began, is what we know. Taylor seemed to have said something about India to Goyat. And Niraj gave repeated warnings to Taylor, saying that he should not say anything about his country and that India is the father. India is the dad. India tera baap hai, that's what he said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having Niraj Goyat himself to share his side of the story. He will be opening up on what really happened, because this video is going viral and many netizens are of course so enraged as to what has happened, because what we're getting to know is that somewhere Anthony is alleged to have insulted India. And in fact, while we continue to wait, we will be connecting with Niraj soon. We have another story that is trending, viewers, on social media. Now, this is a video that is heart-wrenching. If you see, you feel embarrassed, you feel humiliated. At least 18 athletes from Odisha participating in the 69th National School Wrestling Championship that was held in Uttar Pradesh were forced to travel in inhumane conditions in near the train toilets due to negligence of the state school and mass education department. And you may ask, how did this happen? Well, this as students were made to travel with unconfirmed tickets, making them susceptible to traveling in general compartments, no seats for them. And they were forced, they had no option, but they sat near train toilets in biting, freezing cold. Visuals on your screens for the same. And what makes the situation worse is that the return tickets of the students were not confirmed as well. That rendered them in a situation of having to travel back in the same deplorable conditions. And these visuals have gone viral now, and it raises serious questions about the safety and dignity and well-being of the young athletes representing Odisha at the national level. And visuals have received much criticism, outrage, And while questions have been raised about what's happening with our athletes, the mistreatment to the athletes, what we see here is a stark difference between how players of more prominent sports such as cricket aren't subject to such a treatment, such mistreatment. And yes, as in your screens, you can see on your screens, this is a drastic contrast between cricket players whose travel and accommodation are arranged as extravagantly as against the deplorable conditions that the young athletes were made to travel in now. In fact, we have many reactions coming in. Netizens are enraged. They're taking, they are in fact taking on the authorities. They are questioning the authorities on the pitiable conditions of the young athletes. They've slammed the management for their shoddy travel accommodations for the young wrestlers, especially as they are traveling for representing Odisha at a national level, from calling on the state's chief minister's attention on the matter to slamming the sports department's concern for such deplorable situations. The stream of reactions online have raged against such inhumane treatment. And with that, we take a quick look at the trends that are running hot on social media today. A much talked about and long anticipated release of the Epstein file was received with flack on the 19th of December, as the release, contrary to what was promised, was a partial one. Now, former US President Bill Clinton, who was on the receiving end of online questions and anger, having featured prominently in the release files, he has put out a statement saying that all those he demands that there should be a full release. He goes on to claim that he or any of those featured need no such protection, as questions flew around if he or any prominent personality featured had worked to contain the release of the files. And with the release of the Epstein files garnering much traction online, people have long awaited the news on the controversial release of the files collected by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And not left too far behind in getting a word in on this hot topic was President Donald Trump of the United States. When asked as to how he feels about the former president's feature, Trump said that he wasn't a fan of Clinton's feature, but he added that Clinton's a big boy, he can handle it. US President Donald Trump recently divulged to the media a conversation he had with French President Emmanuel Macron. Per Trump's description, what starts off as a quiet, amicable conversation ended in the US President positioning on himself on Macron a thinly veiled threat of tariffs on French exports if France does not raise its drug prices. This amid Trump striking MFN deals with nations to regulate pharmaceutical prices all around. Now, actor Timothy has been often captivating the media over his many stylized appearances and constantly buzzing media frenzies regarding his personal and work life as well. Now, today is no different, as the star is now viral and trending all over as the first person to appear on top of the Sphere in Las Vegas in a new video to promote his new movie, Marty Supreme. The world of online streaming platforms are facing its new entrant. This is as a Blockbuster officially making a comeback as a streaming service, positioning itself as the new or the next alternative to Netflix. In fact, netizens have been sending in a flurry of reactions, from being excited over the change in the online streaming market to welcoming the positive aspects. Now, Vince Zampella, the video game developer known for co-creating the hugely popular Call of Duty franchise, has died at the age of 55. He was killed in a car accident in California. The news was confirmed by Electronic Arts, the parent company of Respawn Entertainment Studio. Zampella helped establish this. In fact, he is said to have lost control of his Ferrari as it exited a tunnel, crashed into a barrier and caught fire. Zampella was driving and died at the spot. The passenger was thrown from the car by the impact, and he later died in hospital. Now, the biggest ever Lord of the Rings Lego set has been leaked, priced at reported $650. Made up of 8,278 pieces, the city of Minas Tirith will be the 6th largest Lego set ever in terms of pieces. Media reports have let us in on visuals that have arisen online showing Vice President J.D. Vance training with U.S. Navy SEALs in California. In 90-minute workout, Vice President later said that it left him feeling like he had been hit by a freight train. He expressed his gratitude as well to all the warriors, he says, who keep America safe and keeps the highest standards. Las Vegas Sphere transforms into pure nightmare fuel as it displays a terrifying mind flare from Stranger Things. Towering over the strip, the massive LED surface brings the iconic villain to life with glowing eyes, shifting shadows, and an ominous presence that feels almost real. The Sphere's cutting-edge visuals make it seem as if the mind flayer is watching the city, blurring the line between fiction and reality. Fans and onlookers are left both amazed and unsettled, proving once again how immersive technology and pop culture can combine to create unforgettable, spine-chilling moments in the heart of Las Vegas. In Dubai, Misfits Boxing hosted a fight between kickboxer turned influencer Andrew Tate and Misfits heavyweight champion Chase Demore, a former influencer known for his appearance on the reality TV show Too Hot to Handle. Now, the bout marked Tate's boxing debut 5 years after he retired from kickboxing. After 6 rounds in the ring with Demore, Tate showed signs of exhaustion, with Demore earning a decisive victory. All right, So once again, we bring you back the story from Misfits Boxing, the brawl that happened backstage between Niraj Goyat and Anthony Taylor, as Anthony Taylor is said to have hurled a water bottle, throwing a water bottle at Niraj Goyat. And in fact, joining us now is Niraj Goyat himself. Mr. Goyat, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV, sir. Now, what do you have to say? This is a video that is going viral now. There is this altercation that has happened, and we see that in frustration, the American boxer throws a bottle at you.
मैडम आपने जो बोला सब ऊपर से गया बट आई अंडरस्टैंड है ना ज्यादा अंग्रेजी
आप बताइए नीरज जी आप जी क्या हुआ
नहीं समझ आ गया मुझे समझ आ गया मुझे वो कुछ नहीं वो गेट के जब वो गेट से अंदर मेरा वाड़ा वाले डोप टेस्ट कर रहे थे तो वाड़ा के डोप टेस्ट के टाइम पे तो वो गेट से अंदर आ रहा था गेट से अंदर आते आते उसने वहां से बोला यू बास्टर्ड इंडियंस यू रोब्ड माय फाइट फलाना ढिमकाना आगे मेरे पास आके शेक हैंड करता है बोलता है कांग्रेचुलेशंस सो आई सेड व्हाट द फक यू आर सेइंग है ना यू डोंट नो अबाउट बॉक्सिंग तो उसके बाद उसने बोतल फेंक दी मैंने बोतल मिस कर दी और उसके बाद का सारा कुछ है जो भी आपको पता है
अच्छा इन्होंने कुछ भारत के बारे में बोला था क्या
हाँ वही वहां से बोलता रहता है यू इंडियंस आर बास्टर्ड यू रोब्ड माय फाइट ऐसे करके यू रोब्ड द फाइट तो इतनी अंग्रेजी तो अपने को समझ में आती है रोब्ड बोल रहा है बास्टर्ड बोल रहे थे इतनी तो समझ आती है तो ये हाथ मिलाने लगा मैंने बोला मैंने हाथ नहीं मिलाया मैंने बोला you don't know about boxing and why you are talking this kind of shit तो ऐसा बस थोड़ी सी बात इतने बोतल खोल ली और मेरे ऊपर पानी ऐसे इसने फेंका मैंने वो बोतल मिस कर दी और उसके बाद वो सब कुछ हो गया
अच्छा आपने भी ऐसा कुछ कहा था कि इंडिया तेरा बाप है
वो तो पुरानी बात होगी जी इंडिया तो बाप है ही है
जी नहीं वो तो है ही है और आपने भी उनको मुंह तोड़ जवाब दे दिया जो कि वो तो मुंह तोड़ नहीं पाए उनका खुद मुंह टूट गया
वो फाइट के बाद की क्लिप है और जो हम बात कर रहे हैं वो पब्लिक वर्कआउट की बात है लाइक 4 दिन पहले की बात है जब वो उसने जब 4 दिन पहले उसने ये चीज शुरू की थी जब पब्लिक वर्कआउट था तो जब प्रेस वाले वहां पे आए थे तो उसने बोला था इंडियन नेवर प्रोड्यूस वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस इंडियन बॉक्सर आर शिट इंडियन डोंट नो अबाउट एनीथिंग इंडियन बॉक्सर डोंट हैव स्किल्स डजंट हैव स्किल्स ऐसी बात बोल रहा था मैंने बोला था इंडिया तेरा बाप है इंडिया तेरा बाप है और आई विल शो द वर्ल्ड
जी वो तो आपने दिखाई दिया है कि वो मतलब भड़काने की पूरी कोशिश की थी उसने
हाँ जी वो चल रहा वो 2-3 ऐसे चलता रहा मतलब प्रोफेशनल बॉक्सिंग में अलग अलग दिन के इवेंट होते हैं बट ये जो अभी टीवी पे जो चल रही है फाइट के बाद की कहानी है
जी और आपके कुछ जो साथ में थे जो साथी थे इंडियन टीम के वो समझ में आ रहा है कि वो बीच में आ गए थे जब ये उसने बोतल फेंकी और आपको भी लिहाजा गुस्सा तो आया ही लाजमी था
नहीं वो अपने विपिन गुलिया भाई हैं वो मेरे साथ डोप टेस्ट के लिए रुक गए थे बिकॉज मेरे जो कॉर्नर में था वो कुलदीप किप्पा भाई है और जो मेरे 2 कोच थे वो थे और बाकी मेरे टीममेट से जो वीडियो वगैरह संगम वगैरह जो सब करते हैं वो लोग सब बाहर थे बट विपिन भाई उस टाइम पे खाली थे, तो उन्होंने बोला कि मैं तेरे साथ रुकता हूँ डॉप टेस्ट के लिए, तब वो अंदर आ गया था उस टाइम पे। तो विपिन भाई हैं जिन्होंने चेयर उठाई थी, विपिन गुलिया भाई है वो, तो उन्होंने अपना फिर हम इंडिया वाली पोजीशन में आ गए थे जी, याद तेरी, तो उस चीज पे आ गए थे हम, आ जाते
जी। तो अब टीम में कोई कंप्लेंट गई है क्या अमेरिका की तरफ से, उनकी जो टीम थी?
नहीं, वो बोल रहे थे हमें, वो बोल रहे थे कि आप लोगों को अगर इसको सू करना है तो हम लोग कर सकते हैं, यूएस की जो कमीशन है उसमें कर सकते हैं। तो मैंने बोला नहीं, इतना बड़ा मेरे को किसी का करियर खराब नहीं करना है, लाइक हो गया, जो हो गया वो हो गया, खत्म।
आपके सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट देखे हमने, आपने क्लिप्स शेयर करी, आपने बोला ही कुड नॉट फेस मी, वो आपका सामना नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, और महादेव को भी आपने कहीं ना कहीं लिखा है कि महादेव आपके साथ रहे हैं। तो ये आपका
सब कुछ महादेव की कृपा है जी, सब कुछ महादेव की कृपा है जी। मैं महादेव को बहुत ज्यादा मानता हूँ, और महादेव इज एवरीथिंग फॉर मी। और अब अंग्रेजों को क्या समझाएं कि क्या शक्ति है महादेव में।
जी बिल्कुल। और ये स्पिरिट जो है ये हम आप चाहेंगे कि आप बरकरार रखें। किस तरह से आपने जवाब भी दिया है और आपने बात भी आगे लेके नहीं गए, जब बात इंडिया की आती है, लिहाजा मुझे लगता है कि किसी का भी खून खौल जाएगा कोई ऐसे बोलेगा।
नहीं, जब देश की बात करी, मेरे ऊपर बात करी, तो उसका जवाब मैंने ही दे दिया था। और वो जो जहाँ पे डॉप टेस्ट चल रहा था, तो वहां पे भी उसको बढ़िया प्रसाद दे दिया था। और उसके बाद वो बहुत डर भी गया था जब मुझे, बल्कि मेरे कुछ फैंस आए हुए थे मेरे होटल में, तो नीचे मेरे से मिलने के लिए, मैं नीचे फोटो खिंचाने के लिए गया था। रात के 3-4 बज चुके थे उस टाइम पे। हाँ। तो लिफ्ट के बाहर था मैं, तो उसने देखा दूर से मेरे को, और वो वापस मुड़ के चला गया। फिर उसके बाद, इस इंसिडेंट के बाद की बात है। अच्छा। तो फिर उन्होंने बोला कि कमीशन को हम कुछ बोल सकते हैं वहां पे, यूएस में इसको बैन करा सकते हैं। मैंने बोला नहीं, अब जरूरत नहीं है, हो गया। स्पोर्ट्समैन स्पिरिट यही होती है कि जो हो गया, जो रिंग के बाहर था उसमें नहीं थी, लेकिन अपने अंदर रख है वो चीज की किसी का करियर खराब नहीं कर सकते
जी। अच्छा। अगली बार भी जब रिंग में मिलेंगे तो आपका आई थिंक कॉन्फिडेंस पूरा उफान पर रहेगा।
बिल्कुल रहेगा जी। कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए एक चीज मैं सबको बोलता हूँ, कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए सबसे पहले हमें सच्चा होना चाहिए, ईमानदार होना चाहिए, अपनी मेहनत के साथ, अपनी ट्रेनिंग के साथ, अपने दोस्तों के साथ, अपने कोचेस के साथ, अपने खाने के साथ, अपने सोने के साथ। जो तो कॉन्फिडेंस इन सब चीज से ही बिल्ड होता है। जब हम इन सब चीज के साथ पॉजिटिव रहेंगे, अपना 100%, हम सोने का टाइम, हमारा स्लीपिंग साइकिल जो है वो बढ़िया होना चाहिए। मैं रात को 9:30 बजे सो जाता हूँ जी, सुबह उठ के मुझे ट्रेनिंग करनी होती है। और दुबई में था तो मैं, दुबई का मेरा शेड्यूल था, मैं सुबह 4:30 बजे उठता था, क्योंकि जो मेरा स्ट्रेंथ एंड कंडीशनिंग का कोच था उसका टाइम जो था वो 5-5:15 बजे का था। तो उस टाइम पे मैं ट्रेनिंग करता था। तो वो सब चीजें, उन सब के साथ ईमानदार होंगे तो कॉन्फिडेंस पूरा रहेगा, कॉन्फिडेंस कभी जाएगा नहीं।
थैंक यू सो मच सर, आपने हमारे साथ अपना जो मंत्र है वो भी शेयर किया, और कॉन्फिडेंस भी आपने बताया कि कहाँ से आता है, देशभक्ति से आता है जो आपके रगों में दौड़ता है। और इसलिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए और अपना पक्ष बताने के लिए।
धन्यवाद जी। राम राम।
राम राम। All right, viewers, now shifting focus to the other trending story. Now, this is a viral video that featured a BJP councillor in Delhi. Now, she landed in controversy after a video surfaced showing her threatening an African football coach, asking him to learn Hindi within a month or face a ban from the public park. Now, a video shared by the councillor Renu Chaudhary herself on social media triggered outrage online. But critics called their remarks discriminatory. The councillor has issued a clarification now, saying her intention was not to threaten but to address the communication issues related to park usage. The coach, who has lived in the area for nearly 15 years, continues to teach football to local children.
नमस्कार साथियों, मैं रेनू चौधरी पटपड़गंज वार्ड से। कल से मेरी जो वीडियो काफ़ी वायरल चल रही है, उसमें मेरा इरादा किसी को भी ठेस पहुंचाने का नहीं था। एमसीडी पार्क बच्चों के खेलने के लिए है और उनकी कोचिंग्स वगैरह के लिए। भाषा से, शैली से किसी को भी दिक्कत महसूस हुई, ठेस पहुंची, उसके लिए खेद व्यक्त करती हूं और आशा करती हूं बच्चे ऐसे ही पार्क में हमेशा खेलेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
And now we are going to play out what really landed her in trouble, or what really made what made people criticize her. Now this is the video that we are going to show you, how she threatened the African coach on cam.
हिंदी, अगर इसने 1 महीने में हिंदी नहीं सीखी, सब पार्क छीन लो। हंसने की बात रही है, सीरियस बोल रही हो ये। नहीं, 8 महीने हो गए बताए हुए मुझे। अगर 1 महीने में हिंदी नहीं सीखी, यहाँ का मातृभाषा नहीं सीखी, यहाँ का पैसा खा रहे हो तो मुंह में भी हिंदी बोलना सीखो। मैंने 8 महीने पहले की हिंदी, अगर इसने 1 महीने में हिंदी नहीं सीखी, इससे पार्क छीन लो। हंसने की बात रही है, सीरियस बोल रही हो ये? नहीं, 8 महीने हो गए बताए हुए मुझे। अगर 1 महीने में हिंदी नहीं सीखी, यहाँ का मातृभाषा नहीं सीखी, यहाँ का पैसा खा रहे हो तो मुंह में भी हिंदी बोलना सीखो।
And viewers, with that, we take a quick look at the trends that are going really, really fast, and they're climbing the charts on social media today. Now, working abroad is a dream for many, but the real milestone is seeing parents bask in the success. Now, a video of Mayur proudly showing his parents the life he built overseas has struck an emotional chord online. Quiet confidence, smiles and ease with which his parents interacted said it all. And internet is back with the same confusion, AI or not. An extravagant mid-air wedding reel shared by luxury photographer Robert Amascua has left the internet divided. Video along with claims of an 85-year-old millionaire marrying a 25-year-old bride went viral. But fact-checkers found no marriage records and possible AI manipulation. With Amascua confirmed, the shoot details remain sketchy, fueling debates on authenticity, hypergamy, and whether love or AI is truly in the air. South Korea's birth rate has finally ticked upward after the government began offering nearly $29,000 in incentives to couples who date and marry. While officials call it a demographic breakthrough, netizens are divided, some sarcastically questioning the taxpayer spending and others joking about moving to Korea for love. Still, the numbers suggest incentives may be nudging social behavior. All right, viewers, now we are going to bring you the exciting piece of news. INSV Condinia, Indian Navy's pioneering stitch sailing vessel that revives India's ancient shipbuilding and seafaring traditions, is all set to undertake her maiden overseas voyage on the 29th of December 2025. The vessel will be flagged off from Porbandar in Gujarat for Muscat, Oman, symbolically retracing the historic maritime routes that connected India with the wider Indian Ocean world for millennia. Inspired by depictions of ancient Indian ships and constructed entirely using traditional stitched plank techniques, Condinia represents a rare convergence of history. We'll leave you with the visuals. Thanks for watching.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
We just now felt this entire mountain shiver because there are blasts.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है, अरे मेरे राजा।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
We are willing to put an end to this conflict via peaceful means based on the principles that I outlined in July last year when I spoke at the Foreign Ministry of Russia.
অসুস্থ হয়ে পড়েছে, পুলিশের লাঠির ঘায়ে এই মুহূর্তে মুখ ফেটে গেছে, মুখ ফেটে গেছে এই মুহূর্তে। এই মুহূর্তে আমাদের কাছে গেরুয়া এই মুহূর্তে যে অবস্থা, বেধড়ক লাঠিচার্জ করলো মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের পুলিশ।
The judgment was delivered on 20th November and you retired on 23rd November. What was the tearing hurry?
If you go through the judgment entirely, the difficulty is that the persons speak about the judgment without even reading them in the entirety.
Justice Gawai, may I ask you, how can you pass that comment on me on my program that I have made my judgments on the issue without having gone through the judgment? In fact, no, I don't think you can pass a judgment like that, pass a comment like that on my observations, sir. I take offense to that. Very explicitly, Justice Gawai, in paragraph 30 of your judgment, it notes that the amicus curiae had stated in his submission, quote, if the definition as recommended by the committee is accepted, all the hills below the height of 100 meters would be opened up for mining, and as a result, the Aravalli hills and the ranges would lose their continuity and integrity. It would totally endanger the environment and ecology of the mountains.
অসুস্থ হয়ে পড়েছে, পুলিশের লাঠির ঘায়ে এই মুহূর্তে মুখ ফেটে গেছে, মুখ ফেটে গেছে এই মুহূর্তে। এই মুহূর্তে আমাদের কাছে গেরুয়া এই মুহূর্তে যে অবস্থা, বেধড়ক লাঠিচার্জ করলো
So what stops anyone
Because
from redefining? So tomorrow somebody will define the Ganges. Tomorrow somebody will redefine the Himalayas. I said the other day with respect that the Supreme Court of India did not create the Himalayas or the Aravalis.
I have already told you it was necessary in order to protect illegal mining activities which were going on. Anyway, we are not here to convince each other. We are not here to convince each other.
No, I'm not trying to convince you.
অসুস্থ হয়ে পড়েছে পুলিশের লাঠির ঘায়ে এই মুহূর্তে মুখ ফেটে গেছে এই মুহূর্তে কে মারলো পুলিশ
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
The show tonight, the very controversial Sengar order by the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court has suspended a ex-BJP leader's sentence pending appeal. This is a classic example of the system shielding a rapist. At 8:30 p.m. tonight on popular demand, the most read and viral interview of the former Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gawai, where I believe he was unable to answer my questions on his own very controversial Aravali verdict. And at 9 o'clock tonight, we join the nationwide campaign for a Hindu mobilization against the atrocities on Hindus in Bangladesh, which are continuing and continuing. Ladies and gentlemen, today's day is extremely telling about where the scale of justice tilts in India. For justice in a democracy must not just be done, it must also be seen to be done. And I have no doubt in saying that what the Delhi High Court has done today in the Sengar case is not just a travesty of justice, in my view, but it would also give extremely wrong impression to people who would want to believe in the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day when a convicted rapist, a very powerful rapist, a very influential rapist, a very connected rapist called Kuldeep Singh Sengar, ex-BJP MLA, extremely well-connected, notorious, powerful man's life sentence has surprisingly been suspended by the Delhi High Court. I want to repeat, this man is convicted